Hey, it's attorney Mark Blane, working hard for your personal injury cases every single day here in San Diego, California. And in this video, I want to talk about time frames on your personal injury case. I get this question a lot from clients. They want to know how long their case is going to take. Well, the first thing you need to know, it depends on your injuries. And I'll kind of go through a cascading effect with my answer in terms of degrees of injury and time frames. I think that might be the best measuring tool to kind of figure out this analysis. So let's start with it, okay? Number one is soft tissue muscle injury, one of the most basic injuries anyone gets in a whiplash car crash case, those types of injuries. Now, anything with a whiplash or soft tissue muscle injury will probably take about 2 to 4 months for your body to heal. It really depends on other factors, age, also pre-existing conditions, but let's assume there's no pre-existing conditions. You get into a rear ender, typical whiplash effect, 2 to 4 months should be about the time that your case in terms of medical care will last. Now keep in mind, that's the time for medical care. There is a time to prepare the case for settlement, and if it doesn't settle, then for litigation or lawsuit. So you could add another 4 to 6 weeks to get medical records and another month for your attorney to negotiate a case. So 2 to 4 months for medical care, 4 to 6 weeks to get the medical records, another month or so to negotiate the settlement. That'll give you a time frame for a basic soft tissue muscle injury case. All right, so let's go up a little bit on the injuries. You could have a soft tissue injury, but it's a little bit more severe. You could have what's called something going beyond muscle tissue. It's going to touch on bone, ligament, or nerve. If that happens after 2 to 4 months, you're still not feeling the benefits of whatever therapy you're getting, then it's a good telltale sign that you might have ligament interference or ligament laxity, they call it, or nerve impingement, things like that. If that's the case, then within the 2 to 4 months time frame, your doctor will want to refer you out to a different diagnostic. And that diagnostic will rule in or rule out whether or not you have ligament interference, ligament laxity, or nerve impingement. And if you do have those findings, that just means it's a deeper soft tissue injury. It's going beyond the muscle. The blood flow can't get it out as quickly because muscle is the quickest to get the injury out. If it goes to ligament, it takes longer to heal. You can add another 2 to 4 months on that. So I would say 4 to 8 months would be a typical ligament laxity situation. Now, of course, that can get worse and it doesn't get better, and then it can go into 10 to 12 months. But just keep that in mind. It's still a soft tissue injury, but it just has a different healing effect or time frame for that person. All right, so that's how, and then of course add on medical records and then negotiations with the insurance company. Third injury goes up another level. Let's say that you're still not getting better. You got nerve impingement, you've got ligament laxity. Now you're getting into pain management analysis with a doctor. You're getting some injections, epidurals, things like that. That could go a year to a year and a half, even up to 2 years or longer. But let's just use a year and a half for that. And that's usually when the pain is so great that you're trying to avoid surgical intervention, which is the last resort. So you're going to be relying on what the pain management doctor is prescribing you. And that can take it up to a year and a half for analysis, all right? So again, use the same time frames for negotiations and getting the medical records. Let's take it up a notch with another level of the injury. Let's say you're still not getting better, the injections are not working, the epidurals aren't holding, cortisone not working. Then you're going to be a surgical candidate, and at that point in time, you're probably going to have some sort of surgery. Depending on the car crash or injury producing event, it could be a shoulder, back, whatever it is, you'll have to go through a surgery, and then you'll have a post-surgery physical therapy. That can last anywhere from a year and a half to 2.5 years. So that's a good time frame for a surgical interference case, is what we call it in the industry. I had one case where my guy fell from a defective ladder and he had 14 surgeries. Well, he didn't get stable or plateau with his medical care until 3.5 years after that injury producing event. It changed his life. So that can give you a little bit more added perspective, because a lot of times I do take traumatic injury, serious injury cases in addition to the soft tissue cases that I do take on. So I would say the cascading effect for time frames on your personal injury case, 2 to 4 months on the low end, up to 3.5 years on the high end. And that kind of give you some perspectives as to how long the wheels of justice will turn in order to get compensation for your personal injury case. Now, you might be wondering, why am I sharing this information? Well, you might be in a situation right now where you're getting medical care, you don't know where it's falling, you're still not feeling better, and you have questions. Feel free to reach out to me. I am more than happy to take your call, email, text, whatever it is. I help people like you every single day, and I make myself available to you whenever you call upon me. All right? So with that said, stay strong and have a great day.